I have not made a video in quite a while. As you can see, I've been pretty busy. Pulled the entire front end off and the motor out. Yeah, and it's missing a lot in the rear. The motor's actually at school, but we tore into the bottom end a little bit and found that it has not spun any bearings. There's just no bearings left, or at least for the middle 4 cylinders. Yes, anyways, talk about that more later, but here's a new project I got. It's a Lincoln arc welder with a little V4 in it. That motor is locked solid though, so it's going to be quite interesting to try and get that running. In other news, my truck wouldn't move today. Yeah, went 4-wheeling yesterday in the snow. We had 2 feet of snow. We went while it was still snowing, and didn't get stuck anywhere, even though there's not really any tread on the tires. But then we did a little mudding, and then this morning it just wouldn't move. Flat out didn't want to go anywhere. It would stall out, so something's locked up. Of course, when I got home today after school, it moved just fine. So I noticed this morning the drive shafts wouldn't move. I couldn't turn them by hand, nothing. So I figured, okay, well maybe I got water in the diffs, considering I was stuck in mud for an hour about a week ago. But no, there's no water in that diff. In fact, it looks to be in excellent condition, if you can really see much there, but looks good. Oil didn't really have any water in it, maybe a tad bit, not enough to freeze it up. I figured, okay, well maybe the brakes. I couldn't turn this tire, so figured that might be it, but it looks alright. Doesn't look like it had any water in it. Drum looks pretty good. It's not even worn that bad. So I'm not really sure. I think the brakes were just over adjusted a little bit. I'm not quite sure how they got that way on just one side, but that's where it was. Now you'd think, oh, well maybe that one tire was doing it. No, because the front end was locked up as well. Couldn't move the front diff. Now I can. I don't know. Yeah, it's possible this one's got water in it, but doesn't explain why the rear end was locked up. So I think my transfer case may have gotten water in it, even though it doesn't leak. It's a 1356, and it seems to be in good shape. I don't know how exactly it would get enough water in there to freeze. That must be what it is. Moves fine now. But the engine couldn't turn it over this morning. I had to floor it and drop the clutch from 3,000 RPMs to get the thing to move. Finally broke loose, and just a huge bang. And next time I stopped, it was stuck again. Had to drop the clutch and do it all over again. Not really sure. Everything's moving smooth now. fact, the transfer case wasn't even underwater, so I'm not sure how that would get water in it, even if it did have a leak. Other than that, the truck's running good.